Good evening. Welcome to California Today. I'm Liang Zhang. Here's a preview of some of today's stories. A new fire sprung up in Northern California over the weekend, resulting in both deaths and evacuations. We'll have the details on the McKinney fire, as well as hear from one of the residents who fled the area. Down on the other side of the state, heavy rains led to a mudslide that caught multiple cars along a freeway. We have the details on where it happened and how many people were affected. The Twin Ports in Los Angeles not only handle a high volume of cargo ships, but also cyber attacks. That's what the executive director revealed last month. We'll have a look at what's being done and how they're keeping the ports secure. The McKinney fire, which erupted over the weekend, has claimed 2 lives. Law enforcement in Northern California made the announcement over the weekend. It's now the largest wildfire in the state this year so far. Crews are fighting to protect remote communities.
According to the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office, 2 bodies were found on Sunday in a car parked in a residential driveway west of the community of Klamath River in the pathway of the 55,000-acre McKinney fire. Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency for Siskiyou County on Sunday due to the McKinney and 2 smaller fires. This allows access to federal aid and unlocks certain state resources. A fire expert said there was rain on Sunday night.
Some areas of the fire actually got significant rainfall. Unfortunately, with that, we also got some lightning, so we're expecting to see potentially some holdover lightning fires again today.
So we're making hay while the sun shines. Our crews are out early. They are building containment lines actively on the edge of the fire.
The McKinney fire is located on Highway 96, southwest of the Klamath River, putting about 4,500 structures at risk. But there is a silver lining.
Also coupled with the cloud cover, the fire is kind of squatted down, so we're not expecting any extreme fire behavior today.
Since it broke out on Friday, the wildfire forced almost 2,000 residents to evacuate while destroying homes and infrastructure.
We're always going to focus on life and property first. So we're still looking at those lines that are going to go into protect communities like Wairika, like Fort Jones, and then what we can along the Klamath River corridor.
One of those forced to flee was 81-year-old Harleen Schwander. Just a month after moving to her new home in Northern California, she said she has lost everything she owns to the fast-moving McKinney fire sweeping through the county.
I still hadn't put my furniture of antiques, 3 generations of beautiful things, all of my paintings. I'm an artist. I painted horses playing poker, and they're all gone. And I'm very sad. My house is gone, all my furniture, all my clothes, shoes, coats, boots, everything's gone.
Over 2 decades of drought and rising temperatures have made California more vulnerable to wildfires. Schwander's home was just off of Highway 96, where the wildfire first erupted.
But when I saw it coming over from the community center, and I just saw it explode in the dark, I knew the house was gone, because I knew right where it was. And the fire department came and told me, she said, just leave now.
Schwander has since been evacuated to a Red Cross shelter in the nearby town of Weed, where local officials anticipate many more residents to come. Michelle Hogue was one of the volunteers at the shelter.
I had a chance to walk through the shelter, and I see people sitting together, talking together, finding comfort in a shared problem, and sitting in a place that's safe, so that it's a good thing. And the volunteers are all available to talk and share and help them cope.
The McKinney fire is 0% contained as of Monday, and the cause is under investigation. This is the second major wildfire raging in California this season. The McKinney fire has already surpassed the Oak Fire near Yosemite National Park in size, which is 72% contained.
Some parts of Southern California experienced a heavy rain over the weekend. The rain led to a mudslide that trapped 20 vehicles on the highway. Heavy rains triggered a mudslide in the San Bernardino Mountains over the weekend. The The mudslides stranded about 25 cars and forced the Highway 30A near Big Bear to close on Sunday. California Highway Patrol says no injuries were reported. Nearly all of the vehicles have been removed since then. Along with receiving a huge number of cargo ships every year, the Port of Los Angeles is also the victim of millions of cyber attacks. The port's director talked about how the port is getting attacked and what's been done about it. NTD's Daniel Hall reports.
The number of cyber intrusions directed at the Port of Los Angeles has doubled since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns. That's according to the port's executive director, Gene Soroka, who spoke to BBC World Services in July. The increase comes out to about 40 million attacks every month. Cyber intrusions include phishing, malware, and other attempts to breach the port's systems. In response to the increase in cyber threats, the port launched a first-of-its-kind Cyber Resilience Center in January to improve readiness. IBM operates the system, allowing both the port and outside companies involved in the supply chain to collect and share signs of threats with each other automatically. Port of Los Angeles spokesman Philip Sanfield told the Epoch Times none of the cyber attacks have succeeded. The ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach remain the busiest seaports in the Western Hemisphere, processing about 40% of seaborne imports and 22% of seaborne exports nationwide each year. At its peak, a record 109 ships waited to offload cargo at the port complex in January, dropping to just under 30 by July 29th. Daniel Hall, NTD News, California.
Twitter's lawsuit against Elon Musk is set to go to trial this fall. A Delaware judge issued an order for the trial dates late Thursday. The judge ruled the trial will begin on October 17th, which is later than Twitter wanted. But it's also a lot earlier than the 2023 date the Musk legal team pushed for. Twitter is suing Musk to try to force him to follow through with his proposed deal to buy the social media company. Musk said he now wants to terminate their agreement, alleging Twitter breached multiple provisions in the deal. Despite the legal battle, Twitter is pushing to move forward with the process and hopes to have the agreement completed before October 24th. One California proposal would make public pay scales at many companies nationwide. This would have far-reaching impacts.
Democratic lawmakers are seeking to publicize how much employees make at certain companies. A new bill would require companies with a certain number of workers or more to make all their compensation to employees public. Democratic Senator Monique Limon, representing Santa Barbara, introduced the bill. She told Political, quote, "It's very simple. You can't solve a problem where you can't see the data." Additionally, large companies outside of the state employing Californians would have to share pay data as well. Progressive lawmakers are promoting the bill under workers' rights, adding that nobody should fear the bill if they have nothing to hide. But the bill is receiving large amounts of pushback from industry associations. They say that the law, if it passes, would pave the path for litigation against companies as well as cause many to seek work in other states. A number of large companies have left the state over recent policy changes. This bill would be applicable to businesses with 250 or more employees. That encompasses over a third of the state.
We are going to take a short break, but here's a look at what we got for you when we come back. California's biggest pension fund posted its first loss since the financial crisis in 2008. We'll look at how much it lost, apparently because of the unexpected market changes, and the losses are in the billions. A Southern California gas company is giving out free appliances to certain customers. While it may be kind of them to give away free products, they're making sure that the new appliances are energy efficient. We'll hear from one of the company's representatives. The second largest lottery reward ever was found over the weekend. In the lead up to the drawing, people lined up at what said was a lucky store to buy their tickets. The grand prize is well over $1 billion. We'll hear what the hopeful customers had to say. That and more on California Today. In California, the largest U.S. pension fund has recorded a $29 billion loss. This is the first recorded loss since the financial crisis in 2008 and 2009. One of the reasons cited was unexpected changes to the market.
The California Public Employees Retirement System, or CalPERS, posted a negative 6% loss on its investments for the 12-month period that ended in June. It's the first loss in over 10 years. According to Nicole Musico, the CalPERS Chief Investment Officer, this is a unique moment in the financial markets, and we've seen a deviation from some investing fundamentals. For instance, our traditional diversification strategies were less effective than expected, as we saw both public equity and fixed income assets fall in tandem. 79% of the CalPERS total fund is made up of public market investments. According to CalPERS' 13F filing, the top holders for the first quarter were Apple Incorporated, Microsoft Corporation, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, and Berkshire Hathaway.
Just weeks after its initial opening, a Los Angeles bridge had to be shut down due to illegal activity. The bridge was reopened 12 hours later after police contained the situation, but had to reclose again due to another street takeover with illegal fireworks and vandalism. Now police will be increasing their presence at the iconic location.
The Los Angeles Police Department had to shut down a brand new $588 million bridge, also known as the 6th Street Viaduct, after suspected illegal activity. According to the LA Times, Police Chief Michael Moore said in a Tuesday meeting that the 6th Street Bridge offered the type of opportunity for Los Angeles to be proud of a historic LA river, the origins of the city, as well as the viaduct. Unfortunately, since its opening, it has also served or become known as a place where people are going to gather and conduct exhibitions. Since the bridge's initial opening, many individuals have been carrying out dangerous car stunts. Police have issued over 57 citations and have impounded approximately 6 vehicles. The police department also stated that green lasers were being used and pointed directly at the officers on the scene. Moore said the activities are, quote, drawing finite resources, limited resources away from more pressing duties to ensure the safety of this location. The bridge has since been reopened and maximum enforcement on the bridge will continue to be conducted by police.
The world's tallest tree is located in California's Redwood National Park, but visiting this incredible tree may land visitors some hefty fines. The tree, named Hyperion, is certified by Guinness World Records as the world's tallest living tree, but visitors should think twice about trying to go see it in person. The massive tree has faced environmental issues since hikers started visiting it in 2006. Park officials say visitors lead to erosion and trash around the tree. Now anyone who gets caught near the tree can face up to 6 months in jail and a $5,000 fine. The Redwood National Park is also home to the second and third largest trees, named Helios and Icarus. A Southern California utility company expanded its eligibility program for free energy-efficient home appliances. NTD's Jackie Rios went to speak to one of the program leads to hear how and why the company is doing it.
Gas, food, rent, and utilities. For families just trying to scrape by, it can be a month-to-month struggle. Fortunately, one Californian company is stepping up to help out those in need. For over 20 years, SoCal Gas has had an energy savings assistance program that provides minor home repairs and replaces certain appliances in the home. Daisy Cristobal Sanchez, an outreach lead for the program, explains.
They're energy efficient appliances that are replaced in the home. So it could be a replacement of a clothes washer. It could be the replacement of a water heater, which are some of the bigger ticketed items. We also do attic insulation. We do caulking for windows and doors. We do low flow shower heads, faucet aerators.
One SoCal Gas customer who had applied before didn't qualify, but this time around he did.
Wow, what they're doing now, I know I wouldn't have been able to do it. You know, a brand new washer, I can't afford right now. The doors, the weather stripping.
While it's nice to discount home appliances to customers, there's also efficiency reasons.
SoCalGas has a commitment to provide clean, safe, and reliable energy to its customers. And anytime we're using energy efficiency equipment, it's helping to lead towards that goal.
Last year, the program allocated $115 million to providing new appliances. Cristobal Sanchez explained where the funds for the program come from.
So these are ratepayer-funded programs as authorized through the California Public Utilities Commission, which is our governing body. There is no cost to the customer and no tax liability for our customers for these services.
Over the past 20 years, SoCalGas says more than 1.6 million homes have enrolled into their Energy Savings Assistance Program, and those in need greatly appreciate the help. Jackie Rios, NTD News, Los Angeles.
Mega Millions is no longer a sufficient name for the recent lottery jackpot. It's now in the billions. Being the second largest in the game's history, people were forming long lines to take their shot at that price last Friday in Los Angeles. While the winning ticket was purchased in Illinois, we can still hear what was on people's minds ahead of the big drawing.
The giant $1.28 billion jackpot remains the nation's third largest prize. It is the result of 29 consecutive lottery drawings without anyone matching all of the game's 6 numbers. The last time someone hit the Mega Millions jackpot was April 15th. In Hawthorne, California, hundreds lined up Friday morning to purchase tickets at what they believe is a lucky lottery store.
Because Bluebird Lucky Liquor Store is very lucky, and I've won money here many times, so this is the place to be. You want to be here to get it and to win it. You got to be in it to win it, right?
Tanner waited in line for nearly an hour after using numbers picked from a Chinese fortune cookie to fill out her tickets.
This is a Bluebird liquor store. Bluebird is a symbol of the fortune, and they bring the lucky to people. It's a lot of energy.
The estimated $1.28 billion prize is for players who get their winnings through an annuity, paid annually over 29 years. But nearly all winners take the cash option, which for Friday's drawing is an estimated $750 million.
And I got the winner! I got it!
Lottery officials expect the prize will grow to $1.7 billion for the next drawing on Tuesday, making it the nation's largest lottery prize. Before rushing out to spend $2 on a ticket, keep in mind that the odds of winning the Mega Millions jackpot are a staggering 1 in 300 million. Across the U.S., state lottery systems use lottery revenue to boost education, tourism, transportation, and much more. With the big Mega Millions jackpot, state officials are hoping increased national interest in securing the top prize will result in more funding for their own causes.
Now to NTD's Thomas Christian for an update on sports.
I'm Thomas Christian, giving you the California Today Sports Roundup. When it was announced that basketball legend and civil rights advocate Bill Russell had died yesterday at the age of 88, many remembered him for his 11 NBA titles in 13 years or his 5 NBA MVP awards playing for the Boston Celtics. Many more will remember him as one of the earliest Black American athletes to stand up for civil rights, joining Muhammad Ali to form a coalition of outspoken Black athletes. But in the Bay Area, Bill Russell will be remembered as one of our own. First as a youngster at McClymonds High School in Oakland, California, and later as a 2-time NCAA champion playing for the USF Dons. William Felton Russell was born on February 12, 1934, in Monroe, Louisiana. He was a child when his family moved to the West Coast, and he went to high school in Oakland, California, and then later attended the University of San Francisco. He led the Dons to NCAA championships in 1955 and 1956 and won a gold medal in 1956 at the Melbourne Olympics in Australia. A Hall of Famer, 5-time Most Valuable Player, and 12-time All-Star, Russell in 1980 was voted the greatest player in NBA history by basketball writers. A 6'10" center, Russell never averaged more than 18.9 points during his 13 seasons, each year producing more rebounds than points. For 10 seasons, he averaged more than 20 rebounds. He remains the sport's most decorated champion and an archetype of selflessness, who won with defense and rebounding while others racked up gaudy scoring totals. The memory of basketball's first superstar will live on in the hearts of many, including right here in California. The San Diego Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers have agreed to a trade, sending all-star reliever Josh Hader to San Diego for left-hander Taylor Rogers, right-hander Dinelson Lamet, outfielder Asturi Ruiz, and lefty pitching prospect Robert Gasser. Hader will come in and immediately bolster a Padres pitching staff that could be characterized as streaky and inconsistent, even at its best. San Diego is currently second in the NL West, 12 games back of the first-place Dodgers. But with the MLB's introduction of a new postseason format, the Padres are squarely in the running to make the cut for the 2022 MLB playoffs. The key to this move for the Padres is that they didn't have to give up any of their own big-name players to land Hader. San Diego has been one of the most talked about teams as the MLB trade deadline approaches, and the Padres still have key assets such as Robert Hassel III, James Wood, Jackson Merrill, CJ Abrams, and Mackenzie Gore. This move for Hader could signal the Padres are ready to make another big splash in the trade market, this time for big league slugger Juan Soto. They have enough assets already to make a pretty convincing offer for the Washington Nationals. And if that happens, the first place Dodgers better look out for their Southern California rivals. Following an in-person holdout to start San Francisco's training camp, star receiver and running back Deebo Samuel has signed a massive 3-year deal that's worth nearly $72 million. After the deal, news broke that the 49ers plan to ramp up Samuel's workload to full participation in their training camp, but that it won't happen immediately. Signing Samuel for the next 3 seasons secures second-year quarterback Trey Lance a premier weapon for his first 3 seasons as a starter. Samuel possesses a diverse skill set and can play both as the primary ball carrier out of the backfield or as a downfield receiver. The trio of him, tight end George Kittle, and fellow wideout Brandon Ayuk have been nicknamed the Yak Brothers, standing for yards after catch, a statistic that the 49ers rank 4th in the NFC. Deebo Samuel caught 77 of his 121 targets last season for 1,405 yards and 51 first downs. Combining receiving and rushing, Samuel totaled 14 touchdowns for San Francisco in 2021. That's all for sports. Back to you.
That's all I've got for you tonight. We'd like you to join us again on California Today every weekday at 8:30 p.m. Make sure to check out our broadcasts on California Today webpage. You can find it at ntd.com/California-today. You can also find all of our top latest clips there, ready to share with friends and family. Send us a message on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or through our email, california.today@ntd.com. I'm Liang Zhang. Have a wonderful evening.